But I started buying my own clothes and, you know, paying for my cleaning. I wasn't paying any room or board, but out of that money, I was doing all that.
How much would it have been in what year would that have been?
I wanted to go to school.
Was it 1930 or something, you figure?
I kept thinking I'd get to go to school.
What year are we thinking? 1930 or?
Oh, no, 1940. I graduated 40, not from high school, and so it was like 41, 2.
Because Don was born in 47.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard to imagine that seemed like.
But,
well, how much was it? How much?
I kept, you know, I didn't dream about going to college. I went to all the rush parties in Houston, everything. All the sororities rush you, you know, so when you come up and then they have they don't do it now. I think it's, I guess, rules or something. But back in my day, they did what they call rush. When you go up there, and then they wanted you to join their sorority. So they do all kinds of things, have teas and invite you, and you had to have a dress for the afternoon, a dress for the morning, and Marty did that.
Yeah.
But I missed it, and I just didn't dream. All my friends, we were all planning, and I was doing all the planning of where we were going to stay. And I just saw a picture the other night of something Bobby Pennington was going on. And about 8 of my friends all went to the University of Texas, and they were all staying right there together. My group, you know.
What school would you have gone to?
University of Texas.
In Austin? You would have gone there if you'd had a choice? Yeah.
No, that's where I was planning to go. I did everything.
How did you decide to, what made you want to go there?
What? Oh.
Friends that went there? Your mother didn't
Bubba
go.
Went there.
Who?
Bubba went there a couple of years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pre-med.
I thought he went to Baylor or something, didn't he? Or no? Oh, no, where'd he go?
No, he went to Lamar.
Oh, Lamar, yeah.
He went to the university a year.
Oh.
And his grades weren't good, so he changed over to Lamar, Beaumont, which was a junior college then. Later it wasn't. And for his pre-med, they call it. When you take dental, you have to.
So he knew he wanted to be a dentist from the beginning?
And
how did he decide he wanted to be a
my
dentist?
uncle was a dentist.
Oh, your uncle? Or y'all's uncle? Yeah.
And in fact, when he went to school, when he went to dental school in Dallas, my uncle was only about 40 miles from there, so he used to go over there a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, it ended up that I sort of ran the family. I mean, I did all the driving and the hiring that we did usually have somebody helping. But I worked every day too. And so it just never worked out. Things kept happening, and I didn't get to go.
What kind of car was your first car, do you remember?
Dream I didn't get to go to school.
What kind of car was your first car, do you remember? Plymouth what? Did it have a model name or anything, or was it just?
I know. I don't know.
It was the only Plymouth. Plymouth made one car. That was it. They just had one model.
We all used that. I mean, everybody. Clyde didn't have a car, so our dates and all were in my car.
Mm-hmm. And then Bubba used your car whenever he felt like it. He just grabbed your keys, or did they have keys even, or did you?
Yeah, but on the weekend when he was there, he'd have a date or something.
Did he ask first, or would he just jump in your car and go, or what?
I guess I just sort of expected him to.
Well, it wasn't brand new, right? It must have been, yeah.
But it was transportation.
What year car was it, do you recall?
It was probably 39 or 30.
Late 30s car. Yeah. And it was what year you bought it, you figure?
41.
Oh, so it was nearly brand new compared to the cars we'd buy today.
It was just the late 30s.
Yeah, so it's pretty new compared to,
And
what was the oldest car that you remember as a kid?
Good night. We had cars that Dad started buying. One day his best friends owned Mr. Powell owned a big car company, and coming home from work, Daddy walked around Mr. Powell around the corner, where Mr. Powell's plant was, and they'd chat. First thing we know, Daddy'd be home with another car. It'd be a different car.
But I thought he always had a truck.
Well, he did have a little truck, especially after he was commissioner.
I remember one of those old trucks.
When he became county commissioner, he had to have a truck. He went into politics. And when he lost politics, it's because I didn't get to go to school. I was up visiting Aunt Dora. I had just graduated from high school, and one of my gifts was get to go up and visit Aunt Dora. And I bought some clothes that would be cute for school. I bought the cute shoes and all. And Daddy called and said, "Come home, I have you a job. I lost the election."
Oh, really?
And I got on the bus, and all the way home I practically cried. I just couldn't believe my
And what did
life
him?
was falling
What did that matter
apart.
that
He
he?
did have me a job.
You mean that was a paid job, the commissioner job, that city or county commissioner? Oh, I thought it was like a volunteer thing. Oh.
And so that was half of our income.
Oh, you're kidding, really? So the barbershop didn't pay that much? It didn't.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it took a lot to send Bubba to school. Dental school was really expensive. Their instruments and all, they had to buy their own instruments. He went 3 years pre-med. Should have taken him 2.
Yeah.
And then he was in school 7 years.
Wow. Well, that's a lot.
Altogether.
Yeah. Well, that's a dental doctor. Do you get a doctor? Is that a medical degree? I mean, you get a
So
doctor
time
like
just
I
never
guess.
seemed to come. Things kept happening. My little brother was born when I was 13, and then he was sick right away, and he was sick the whole 5 years.
And what was the disease? I forget.
Rheumatic fever.
Rheumatic,
He
yeah,
died
right.
with.
Rheumatic
He
fever,
had
yeah, right.
Pneumonia twice, and he was real weak, and he just caught colds and would go into pneumonia.
Yeah. What year? That
Well,
little piece
the
of land.
doctor told him he was spending too much time inside. He needed to be outside.
Okay, so he told him about go
So
buy
he bought
some.
a little farm-like thing and thought, okay, I'll put.
But it was kind of far out of town. It wasn't that close, was
Not that far.
it? Seemed
about
far to me.
10 miles, or
Oh,
maybe 8, something like that. And so Daddy thought, well, I'll do a little vegetable garden, or something.
Yeah.
And then he got carried away, as my dad did. He loved all that sort of thing. We had when he built our house, he put in this grape arbor
Right.
that went from our back steps to
Mhm.
way out to
Yeah.
the
Right.
to the
Pasture.
pasture,
Yeah.
and practically. And his picture was in the paper. He was the first one to do real
Scuppernong's.
white grapes.
Yeah. Hmm.
He did muscadines. He did different types of
Scuppernong's,
grapes.
they call
But
them, right?
he finally grew a few white grapes, so they put his picture in on my paper with it.
So why didn't he use that land to? I mean, he said he wasn't spending enough time outside. He had to go 10 miles away from home
Yeah.
and buy some land. Why didn't you just use the land you had there?
Well, he did. He had fruit trees there. I told you about
So-
the time those burned.
Yes, right. But so why did he have to go 10 miles out of town to go buy some land?
No, but he did.
It
He
doesn't
had
make
more
sense,
fun
does
out
it?
there. But of course, he had help too. He had a man that lived on what we called all
Why
the
not
place.
plant? I guess my point is, why not plant them on all that land you had already? You're sitting on a bunch of acres there, or whatever, at your house.
I guess Mother didn't want a bunch of cotton in our front yard.
Do you plant cotton?
Yeah, one time he did.
Oh, oh. Well, I didn't know he was that idle. I didn't think he was that idle. He was a barber
Well,
thing and the
he
county
always-
commissioner deal and all that
Oh,
stuff.
and he was always busy. He had to be going all the time,
Yeah.
moving.
Because, I mean, it didn't seem like he needed so much more to do. But
He
I never
did.
saw that property until after Bubba
That's
died,
what
and then
I
we
always
stopped by.
heard.
I think Marty or Little Marty or Bubba,
Yeah,
or I mean
you
Little
didn't
Marty
see
or
it
something.
pretty. The highway
No,
department
no,
has
no,
ruined
no.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
The way they fenced it and ran the highway up, I don't know, anyway, it's
Yeah.
just a
yeah.
mess.
No, we just looked over the fence.
We
Well, see, he
had-
sold it, of course, obviously. At
Oh,
some
it
point.
was beautiful. We had a man that, lived on the place. He worked the land, and he lived in the house behind it.
Oh, there was a house on the property? I didn't know that.
No, it wasn't on
Oh.
the property, it was
Oh.
behind us, but he agreed to
Caretaker. or something.
caretaker of
Yeah.
it. And I loved it, because I loved to go visit. He had a little girl my age. So when Daddy would go to the farm, I'd go play with her. She had kittens, and barn, and we'd run all over the barn.
It just sounds like an awful lot of work to, seems like a lot to, because it wasn't he didn't do it to make money, did he?
No, he put the pear trees in because it was rare. Daddy was smart. He talked to all the county people
Planners.
that took care of all that know all about plants and what do you call them? Anyway,
Arborists.
There's a county person for everything. County health nurse, county this, county. Daddy knew him all because he was a county commissioner and he was on the court.
Right.
And so he would call up the guy and say, okay, I've terraced some land out there and I want to put pear trees out there.
Yeah, right.
So
Did he have irrigation? How did he irrigate it?
I can't remember, but people...
Well, think about it. How in the world would you water that stuff?
One time we went out and someone had cut the fence, backed the truck up in there, and cleaned off all the pears.
You're kidding me. Good night. How many acres was that?
I don't remember how many acres.
I mean, more than 10 or less than 10?
Oh, yeah, it was more than that.
Oh, it was?
15, I don't know, it could have been 15 or 30, I don't forget, acres. I know exactly.
Because I remember we drove up to it, of course, and I just...
I remember helping clear it. Bubba really...
Oh, it had pine trees on it or something?
It had brush and everything.
Well,
and when
how'd you clear it?
When he bought it, it was just land.
How old were you when he bought it?
I was probably about 6 or something.
Oh, you were young then. I thought he bought it older.
Bubba was old enough to help.
Oh.
And so he really had to work.
Well, how'd you clear it?
And I thought I was helping too, but I'm sure
By watching, yeah. How'd you clear it? With machines?
Just cutting down things
Good
with the
night.
saws.
Think of all the work. Oh.
Yeah. Dragging all that stuff out.
Jeez, all the work. Good night.
But it was good for Daddy. He got muscles and brown.
That's a lot of work.
He was running.
Do they have electric saw?
He was running 2 or 3 businesses.
Electric saw.
He was county commissioner and he had the barber shop.
They probably had, I don't know, did they have gas-powered chainsaws or anything? Probably not then, I guess.
Later they had chainsaws.
Yeah. I think they did a lot of that stuff by hand. I think it was pretty much whacking and hacking and
loved
cutting.
That. We called it the farm. He loved that farm.
Did Mama Lucy ever go out there?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have a picnic. One night we went out. They always had a lot of fun. They had other couples that they ran around with, real close friends. And they'd wait till Daddy got off from work, and the women would plan dinner outside. Go out to the farm. We'd go out to the farm, and they'd build a huge fire so you could see. It was just like daylight. They'd build this great big fire, and the women had planned. They'd bring big skillets. And they cook stuff over the fire, and it tastes wonderful when you cook outside.
Yeah.
So my mother was, one night they were cooking and everything, and I forget I don't know how she did it, but she stumbled or something and stepped into the frying pan with the grease in it and burned her leg all up.
Mama Lucy did?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And we had to race her.
I never heard of that.
But anyway, Mamie Lou was her name, a friend of Mother's and Daddy's, and Mr. Carl, that was her husband. They didn't have any children. And they were the sweetest couple, and Mother just loved her. So they'd wait for Daddy to get off from work, and they'd plan the dinner, and we'd go out. It was just more fun eating outside. Every Sunday, after church, we went out picnicking, and we made a big thing of homemade ice cream. And we always took my grandmother. Mother would make a big cake, and we'd have all this wonderful food. Sometimes they'd build a pit and barbecue a big old cow or something in there, a big piece of meat. Yeah, we had
barbecue a cow,
a
whole cow.
We had a black man that helped do it, Pat, depending on how many people you had.
Yeah.
And so, but if it was just
take Grandma, just like you, they'd take you out there.
I remember every Sunday we had this big thing of ice cream because I'd have to sit on the top while they
turn the
thing.
Oh, you sat on the top.
I
you didn't turn it. Oh, you didn't actually turn it. You sat on the top.
I was holding it still so they would turn.
Well, are you getting hungry, by the way? Not at all.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting.